quirky, comic or hard-hitting? Prepare to learn more from the UK's independent television channels. Your weekly tour of the best of local TV. Digital television from across the UK, featuring stories you may not normally see. Whether quirky, comic or hard-hitting, prepare to learn more from the UK's independent television channels. Your weekly tour of the best of local TV. Digital Nation, Tuesday at 8:30 on STV Glasgow.
Don't miss The Late Show with Ewan Cameron, and who knows what funny friends you might call out of the blue.
My name is Ewan Cameron. If you Google me, I'm Googling it right now. You look like a local MP.
Support Ewan Cameron on his late night happiness campaign.
Nighty night, wave everybody!
The Late Show, weeknights at 10:30 on STV Glasgow.
Stay with us here on STV Glasgow, the TV channel for your city. It's great to have you with us.
Are you nervous?
No, I am chilled.
Graham's sponsors cooking on STV.
Welcome once again to Liberty's Great American Cookbook, the show that takes American classics and shows you how to cook them perfectly at home, using local ingredients and a lot of American know-how. Today we're in New England, a region known throughout the world for its seafood and dairy products. And today I'm whipping up some New England quahog clam chowder and a shrimp bun roll that you're absolutely going to fall in love with, especially with how easy they are. And to help me out today with the tasting, I'm super excited to welcome to the studio the owner of Grunting Growler, Jayhad Hatu, and the Glasgow Food Geek, otherwise known as blogger Pam Gilmore. I hope y'all like your seafood because this is going to be something real special. I mentioned the seafood influence on New England cooking. Well, it also has quite an influence on some of our local restaurants here in Scotland. I heard about some spectacular Bloody Mary oysters available on our doorstep, and I just had to go find out some more. Here we are at the Finniston, and you guessed it, the Finniston area of Glasgow, to meet Chef Scott, who's going to show us his fresh twist on some classic American seafood dishes. Let's go! Scott, these have to be some of the most beautifully plated things I've ever seen in my life. So what's the difference between Scottish oysters and American oysters?
So I think the Scottish ones, the ones we get, especially in the Finniston, they're hand-picked. There's a lot of care taken into them. All our seafood here at the Finniston is almost brought straight from the boats. I mean, like in Scotland, you've got a fantastic abundance of fresh seafood, and it's simply cooking it makes it the best.
At home, we call these things oysters, and I've heard that's because oysters are meatier in months that have R in them.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's something I've never heard that before, and that's the first time I've heard it.
Maybe you can change your menu to
Yeah.
oysters. So what are these called? What kind of oysters do we have sitting in front of us?
So what I've got here is an American classic with a real Scottish twist on it. This is a Rockefeller oysters, but what we've used is some Scottish pictails. So what you've got here is some elderflower, some sweet cicely, and just some freshly grated lemon on it.
So what about these guys?
So these ones here are your classic Bloody Mary ones.
So New England food and Scottish food are quite similar. I mean, just look at the name, right? Do you feel like you have a big American influence on the seafood you make?
I wouldn't say that it influenced me greatly, but From the times that I spent in the States, you've noticed me, you've got like a New England clam chowder and a Cullen skink. They are very similar in what they are, but New England clam chowder is still kind of my favourite over a Cullen skink any day.
I've been a little bit nervous because I wasn't quite sure exactly how to eat an oyster. But are people in Glasgow confident about coming in and ordering oysters? Because it's not a normal thing on a menu.
Well, I mean, like here at the Finnieston, nearly every table that comes in does order oysters. But I think in Glasgow definitely there's almost a 50-50 split. You either love them or you hate them.
So can you tell me what the proper way is to eat oysters? Because I've always wondered what exactly I'm supposed to do.
So, for me, it's just pick it up, just from the back, and just tilt it into your mouth.
Well, I'm ready to dive into these babies.
Let's go.
Going for the Bloody Mary one. There we go. Oh. Those sure do pack a punch, but they're delicious, and they might be my new diet trick. But before we get too healthy on ya, I'll be back in the kitchen making up my version of New England beach dishes. Those Bloody Mary oysters sure pack a punch.